Hello, fellow YouTubers, gamers. Welcome to YouTube Gaming Community, episode 217. And in case you've never seen this before, what exactly is this? Well, this is basically me every week talking about things in the community. And basically a place where everybody's equal, no matter how big you are on YouTube, no matter how small, we're all just simply gamers. So what are we going to talk about this time around? Well, we're going to talk about basically depression and anxiety. We're going to talk about things learned on YouTube. We're going to talk about e-begging and how my opinion on e-begging has actually changed, which actually is different than friends that I actually know, to be honest with you. And of course, we have to talk about the ice bucket challenge going around the internet. So basically, that and more we're going to talk about today. So let's get started.
Channels to check out. What? You don't like new stuff?
And the first thing we're going to talk about is a video from 3 kilobytes. And that is, I have depression and anxiety disorder. More importantly, Jason from 3 kilobytes. Now, I think one of the hardest things to do in general on YouTube is actually talk about your personal stuff on YouTube. Talk about you. Especially coming out about something that some people feel maybe embarrassing. Some people feel, make you not like, well, you're not just a regular person. You have this issue, so you're not like everybody else. And it's really hard to come out and talk about it. And even though he talked about, candidly about his depression and anxiety disorder, even though he talks about it, if you've never had it or lived it, if you're, like, for example, if you're somebody who has like a bad back and you're talking to people who don't have a bad back, they'll never relate to that no matter how much you talk because they never had it. They don't understand what you're going through, right? And unfortunately, as a people, we make judgment calls automatically, right? Well, why doesn't he just suck it up? Why doesn't he do this? Why can't he do that? And the truth is, unless you lived it, you don't understand. I could sit in front of this camera all day and talk about how when me and my wife, unfortunately, many years ago, had my 1-week son pass away. He'd actually be in fifth grade this year. And I could talk to you, I could tell you the whole week long, I could tell you the experience from the time we found out she was pregnant all the way, till he was born, to that whole week. I could describe in the greatest detail. And despite all the describing of it, despite all talking about it, you would never understand unless you lived it. I could never get you to understand what I call permanently broken because of that. And what I mean by that is you're never the same after something like that happens. There's no way to fix that. Yes, you find a way to go on life like everybody else. You find a way to go on. But despite all that, out of the blue from nowhere, bam, all of a sudden you just get hit with like remembering it all, all again, and the sadness and the pain all comes like that. No matter how much you talk about it, you can't understand. And I respect he came out and talked about his daughter. I respect the fact he came out and said, hey, if people have the same thing, to come and message him, and maybe he can help. And I think it's funny because when you talk about the gaming community, there is a larger segment of it that is antisocial, that is uncomfortable actually in the public. Not all. There's just a segment of it that is that way. And for people who don't understand, and I think it's kind of funny, we're now in an age where people don't comment to videos very often anymore on YouTube, and most people don't understand how much that little comment of, thank you for your video, or, doing a great job, or I like what you do, how much that actually affects the person on the other end. Sometimes you can make a person's day completely better or everything just by that little comment. And I think that's the same case with people who have any issue, that they need and one of the greatest things about our community, to be honest with you, is if you embrace it and you go out there and get to know people, you can make really good friends and meet really good people here. And one of the strongest things you have to have in any situation is a strong support group, a strong group of people no matter what, they're there for you. And I think that is very important in issue, no matter what it is in life. And it's a really great video. You should really watch him talk about his disorder. And again, it's a hard thing to go out and do what he did. Just openly talk about it. Because when you do that, you're going to have people criticize you. And, of course, this is the internet, and people think they know everything, so that's just the way it is. Anyway, let's move on to our next video, and this is GameStreet81's Things I've Learned on YouTube Channel Advice. Now, this is a very short video, and he does make very valid points about YouTube. I think when you first start off on YouTube, you never, like a lot of things you do for the first time, you never really truly understand what you're getting yourself into. I mean, yes, when you first make videos, you will find wonderful people that when people, watch your videos and you comment back and forth, they're like friends to you. Like every day you see their comment, you comment back. It's really cool. Unfortunately, there's the under end, which of course are the people who leave these, their little jokes, whether they troll just to troll or think they're funny or whatever, that end, and that can affect you seriously too, especially when you're getting more negative and positive. But a lot of what he says, is good advice for anybody starting off. I've always believed if you're going to talk about something, you better be passionate about it, and you better have a love for it, because if you don't, it's going to come through in the videos that you make. The next video I'm going to talk about is from The Shady Jay Show, or Jay from the Game Chasers, and that is What's on Jay's Mind E-Begging. Now, if you're going to watch this video, first things first, there is a lot of cursing in it, so if you don't want to watch cursing, or whatever, you have kids around, do not watch this video because there is a lot of cursing in it. He was just expressing his opinion, and that's the way he talked, kind of thing. But in this video, he talks about e-begging. Now, he talks about how, the word e-begging and all that stuff has kind of got convoluted in the gaming, in YouTube and internet in general. Do I think e-begging is the best word for it? Probably not. It's basically donations. No matter what you want to call it, that's what it is. People giving people money. That's really what it is. Essential of what e-begging is supposed to be is somebody giving somebody money for nothing. That's what e-begging really is. You asking for money for something and not getting nothing in return. Now, I have many hard friends, no matter what, friends who are hardcore about the fact that if you ask for money in any way, shape, or form, in their mind, you're e-begging. It's funny how I can correlate YouTube and Twitch differently, because they're two different. It's funny. A lot of people from YouTube may watch Twitch, but there's a totally two different kind of communities built of both of these products. Because on YouTube, if you ask for money, a lot of people look down on you. On Twitch, if you ask for money, it's the norm. Now, on Twitch, people feel like you're playing games for hours. They're getting hours of entertainment. They want to donate. That's cool. But on YouTube, you may provide hours and hours of entertainment. If you ask for money, people look down on you. Now, with people put out DVDs, that's not, and you give, you buy that, that's not e-begging. That's them putting something out that you want to buy. It's funny. When you talk about money in a sense, I almost feel like it's the same way as when someone sends you games, right? For people, someone who likes what you do so much, maybe they want to help out your collection, or they've learned, they watched you over the years and they like you, and they want to send you games to add to your collection because they like what you do, they think you're a cool guy, or whatever, girl, whatever the reason, and they send it to you. And then that person, like, out of respect, because that person sent it to them, they read the note they sent, they make an unboxing video. That is kind of no different than the fact someone wants to give somebody money because they like what they do. Now, my chances changed on this because I was like, I didn't want it to be the norm in the community when it first was coming around. Like, I didn't want to see somebody who just started a channel doing it, because and the reason I didn't was because they would simply get lambasted, torn apart, and never get a chance to grow, because the minute you put that out there that you're doing that, you immediately, especially when you're first starting out, people automatically will instantly make a judgment call on you. They won't even get to learn what you're doing, maybe how passionate you are about gaming, and you have similar likes and dislikes in video games, and they would really like your video, but the minute they hear, give me money, they're done. And it hasn't turned out that way, and YouTube is going to implement basically a donation feature. And does it change how I enjoy people's videos? Absolutely not. I think really when it becomes apparent for me, when it becomes a real big, like, I really don't I really get irritated by is when somebody instantly, all the time, hey, donate to me, donate to me, donate to me, donate to me. If someone puts underneath their description, that's their whatever. You know what? If people want to donate, that's fine. They like what they do. That's your choice to do it or not. Obviously, the latest thing is Pantheon, right? Pantheon is the big thing right now, right? Right now, that's the thing everybody is. And basically, it's no different than a donation on Twitch. It's just that, except Twitch, if you sign up to donate, you donate every month. Set amount of money. I think if you subscribe on Twitch, it's $4.99 a month, and then if you can give more than that if you want. But $4.99 is the basic thing, or you can just give donations if you want to. But subscribers, people who subscribe to channels, will pay them $4.99 a month, or they could just donate whatever more if they want to. Basically, Pantheon is basically you giving at least $1 a month to support this channel. Maybe you like their content or whatever. It's no different. I think that it's really got skewed because a lot of people want anything to do with anything to do with any kind of money on YouTube to be squashed. And I think it's a personal decision for somebody to do that or not. Just like it's my personal decision to decide to give them money, to buy their DVD, to buy their album, their book, whatever it is they do, that's a decision. Does that mean they're a horrible person, scum of the earth like some people? No, they're not. They just do what they do, people on their channel like them, they want to do it, that's cool. I don't like the word e-begging, though. I didn't like it when it originally came out. I still don't like it, but of course, e-machines, e-commerce, hey, what do we got to do? We got to make this look cool, e-begging. So, it is what it is. If you guys want to give your opinion on any of the things I talked about today, just leave a comment below. And so, real quickly, we'll talk about the Ice Bucket Challenge. Now, this has become a big thing on the internet right now. Everybody's doing it, from celebrities, people in the gaming community, the Ice Bucket Challenge, which is real cool. It's a real cool thing, donating to a real good cause. That people are doing it. Some people consider it a silly thing, but people like to feel like they're part of something. And really what it is people feel like they're part of something, part of, they will always, whether people want to say a lot, every so often people do want to feel like they're being, doing something like with a bunch of people. In this case, that's what this is. And yet donating to a good cause. In some cases, it is a shame that something like this has to happen for people to actually care or want to donate to that cause. But it's a great way of bringing awareness to it. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. So that's all more to say. There's so many videos on it. I just feel like what video to pick out, right? There's just a ton of them out there. So some are funny. Some are really funny. So definitely go check it out. And now you have to check to make sure you haven't been challenged, because everybody's sending out challenges left and right who they're challenging. So there you go. If you challenge somebody, you better send them a message so they know that they've been challenged too. So next thing we're going to talk about is 64-Bit Matthew and his collection update video featuring Burning Toys. So basically, this video, 64-Bit Matthew talked about, he's got a second one, a second kid, and they kind of had to move the game room. And while moving the game room, that he decided, you know what, I'm not having fun collecting, the boxes and that anymore. So, it's not just collecting. I mean, in general, I think he maybe it was space. Who knows? I mean, it could be multiple reasons. But ultimately, he decided to get rid of all of his N64 boxes. He got rid of all of them. And he was pretty close to complete collection. And had most of the boxes at this point. And he decided to get rid of them all. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think, our collections at times, our collections are really always changing, right? I think if people say you can never get rid of anything, it's kind of silly. Because sometimes, like, me getting rid of my extra video game systems right now, I don't need, 4 N64s, or 3 PlayStation 1s and stuff like that. I go trade in, get stuff I actually need for the collection or to play, then keep the stuff that's just taking up space. But Burning Toys basically did a fun segment, basically make, how people like to internet rage when 64-Bit Matthew said he'd get rid of his boxes, and it's a funny little skit in the middle of the video. So, good luck to him. I mean, he got Universal Game cases. He's bringing out the covers, which is a popular thing going on in the community right now, especially considering box prices aren't exactly cheap anymore. You kind of have to make decisions in your collection, right? Do I really want the boxes, or do I want more games for my collection? It's, it's one of those trade-offs you have to do these days. So, and good luck to him and all the changes going on right now. So, next one is from KidShoryuken, the final hard offering. So, it goes to hard off. It goes to actually a couple hard offs in this video. And basically, this is his final time going because he's moving to Texas. He's no longer in Japan, and it's the final time he go to Hard Off. So I always love seeing videos of video game stories of other countries and stuff, or video games of other countries that you normally wouldn't get to see over here. It's really cool to see how their, to me at least, their stores look like and all that other stuff. So good luck to him too on his move, and hope everything goes well for him. I know he said his video he hopes to eventually go back to Japan. So place I'd love to one day actually visit, but our next video is from Nostalgic Dan, and it is unboxing Tales of Xillia 2 Collector's Edition. Now, first of all, this Collector's Edition is massive, a statue, and there's a full-size art book, not some little dinky, a full-size art book in this thing. There's really a lot of cool stuff in it. If you love collection, limited edition collections, especially RPGs, you definitely got to check this out. It is really awesome, and I actually need to get the first one and play it, believe it or not, so check that one out. The next video is from Weekend Game Guy, Coffee Time, A Life in Transition. Like a lot of people on YouTube, his life has changed, obviously, and so he can't make videos the way as often as he used to. A lot of stuff going on, moved and all that kind of stuff. New job, all that kind of stuff. And his life's in transition. And I think the one thing about YouTube, and I think generally a lot of us would say, is, life is more important, right? This will still be here. The people who watch you will still be here. Taking care of the family and life is more than important. That is always the more important thing. This is just YouTube. You're putting up videos. That is always more important. And hopefully for him, it all settles down and for him to, the transition to smoothly be done. But life is really a constant transition. There's always things that come up and change in life. Next one is from, I know I'm going to say it wrong, because I always say this wrong when I say his name. I'm just going to say SoftOtaku, even though it's SoftOtaku. And update while updating Gamr and more. So basically, why he was updating, he showed the current state of his game room because he, again, another person who just recently moved. And again, a case of, I didn't realize how much game stuff he really had until I saw this video. But he has a lot of cool game stuff, and some of it's unpacked, some of it's not. But if you want to, see a lot of his game stuff and him talking about it, definitely go check it out. And next is from TheGamingShelf. I finally beat my first Zelda game. What did he say? It was 28 years, and he's finally beaten a Zelda game. And I think that does happen with a lot of game series, especially today. Like, a lot of games I'm nostalgic for from the NES era, I didn't beat them, but I played a lot of them. Like, I played, maybe really far into the game, but I never got to the end. So I can understand not beating a series. I think there's certain series I love that I've never gotten to the end of. Like, I love the Tales RPGs, but I've never actually beaten one. Believe it or not, I played them. I like them, but I've never actually beaten one. So it is kind of funny. But anyway, he finally beat his first Zelda game, and of course, it is the sequel to Link to the Past on the 3DS that he actually beat. It talks about, what Zelda games he's played in the past and stuff. So that's really cool. Congratulations to him to finally beating a Zelda game. Next up is from the NintendoDoctor. How to Street Pass from home, 3DS, and 2DS. And what he does a really great job in this video explaining how the Street Pass system actually works and what you're actually going to be doing when you do this. Now, he has the links below his video, what you need to do it, but it is a way to actually, get Street Pass stuff for your 3DS and 2DS. Not only get it, but get stuff from other countries where it's not going to just be people in your area, but people, it could be from Japan or Switzerland or whatever. That it's really cool workaround. And again, I always hate when technology limits you from something that shouldn't be so restricting. So anyway, definitely check that out, especially if you want to do that for your 3DS or 2DS. So now it's time to get into this segment.
Milestones in the community.
So, milestones in the community this time. The first one is from Rivercitypickups. It's River City 100 sub contest. So, congratulations to those guys reaching 100. It's always cool, I think, the first time someone reaches 100 subs, and very exciting for them. And in this case, they're doing a contest with actually two really good games. And not only are they using really two really awesome games, which you guys should check out the video to see what they are. But they had a question of what series or game, basically what game would you like to be brought over here, that isn't in your country, basically. Of course, mine was a simple answer. The shining games from Sega RPGs that have never been brought over here, Shining Tear and that stuff, have never been brought, localization brought over here. That's a shame they haven't, because I would love to play them. Just like I saw there unveil the trailer for actually Phantasy Star Nova for the Vita, which will probably never ever come out over here, and it's unfortunate, but unfortunately it is the way they are. That's sometimes, I think, companies' biggest mistakes, not understanding what would do well. And I think this is my thing with video game companies these days. And something, by the way, Namco has learned finally with the Tales series, something Atlas has done for years. You can bring your RPG over here, just don't print millions of copies. Do kind of a small run, and then if it does better, you can always do more. That's how Atlas and NIS American stuff do theirs. That's why they're successful at it. It's a shame Sega hasn't learned that same philosophy. But anyway, the next one is from Aureylian. It is Vlog 100K YouTube Plaque. So she hit 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and if you hit 100,000 YouTube subscribers, you basically get a silver plaque with a silver play button. The plaque's really heavy from what I've seen in people's videos, and so she got that, thanking people, and it's really cool. I think anytime, you get something for something you're going to do anyway is always cool. And our next one, and our finally milestone, is from the 8-Bit Theater. Video game shopping with my son, 200K, Diablo 3, Skylanders, 3DS XL, Xbox, and haircut. So he recently hit 200,000 subscribers on his channel. Again, congratulations to him. And it's funny when you watch, I watched his channel from very early on. It's funny how he started as basically doing comedy, doing the pickup thing. And then when he hit the doing Let's Plays videos, playing with his son, that his channel really hit the stride. Something about the dynamic with him and his son is just so fun to watch, and just hit his stride. His channel's taken off ever since then, so congratulations to him. But his channel mainly has been about Skylanders, Infinity, Minecraft, and there's always other games they play, but those are kind of have been the staples of his channel for a while now, and it's always fun to watch it. So the final video I'm going to leave you for today was one I saw and I thought was really cool, especially if you love the N64. So on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, he had Pierce Brosnan on. And Pierce Brosnan, of course, played James Bond in some James Bond films. And, of course, he was the James Bond on the cover of GoldenEye for the N64. And Jimmy Fallon always had a dream of playing against, of course, Pierce Brosnan in the game, and they actually play against each other. What's kind of cool about this is Pierce Brosnan is aware of the game and has actually tried to play it before. It's kind of cool to see him admit he's not good at it. So, if you're interested, it's not a very long clip. Definitely go check it out. So, guys, that is everything going on with the community this week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for having to see me more than the pictures. Unfortunately, due to my editing software being a pain this week. But, like always, thanks for liking, subscribing, and, of course, more importantly, commenting to the video. It's always cool to see feedback from people. And I will talk to you guys for another community video next week.